Hi everyone, this is Liz from Creative Life of Liz, and I am here to do my May reading journal setup. So this is in, I think this is an American Crafts dot grid, but I got it from Michael's. But for today, I'm going to start just doing a quick flip through of some bits that you haven't seen yet, and then we can jump right in. So starting at the beginning, I am keeping up with my reading. Today is actually the 22nd that I'm filming this. Keeping up with my goals, all that stuff. So doing well there. 52 book club challenge. I'm also making good progress there. I think I'm probably going to get through all of these except the read in a burr month well before we hit the burr months, because the first one's not until September. But we'll see. Keeping up with the buzzword challenges. And then I have 2 left in 25 and 2025. Still several left on the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge, but making good progress there as well. And then almost finished this quarter's Romance-Opoly challenges this month. I have Parent Trap, which is Strong Parental Figure, and Lotus and Lay, which is by an AAPI author. Those are both still left to do. So we'll see when I get to them. Might still happen in April. Otherwise, that'll be a May or June challenge. We'll then flip ahead to my March stats. So in March, I read 13 books, 4,100 pages, did not DNF anything. My max rating was only a 4. I had no 4.5 or 5-star reads, which was a little disappointing. But overall, an okay reading month, reasonable split. Read a lot of new authors, not a lot of own voices, which was disappointing. Kind of a good split on genres and formats, things like that. Looking at the kind of descriptions, my favorite book of the month was The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Leong. I thought that the cozy fantasy story was good. I thought that the conversation about being at the intersection between two cultures was really interesting. Definitely a very good read there. So my top 5 were The Teller of Small Fortunes, Thing Explainer, Sunshine and Spice, A Grim Reaper's Guide to Catching a Killer, and The Crescent Moon Tea Room. And then we move into April. This page is a little wrinkly because of the glue, but I had these cute KLM envelopes here with the April 2025, and then this little KLM envelope, which has my priority reads in it. I read the 2 arcs that I needed to read. I did not read The Mask of Mirrors because it's on hold at my library, so that's not going to happen this month. But that's fine. I got the ones that really needed to get done. I also, for Magical Readathon in the spring, I usually try to do all of the subjects because then when we get around to August for the autumnal equinox, I can just see kind of how things are going there to do that semester and see how busy I am, and I have a lot of flexibility in terms of what career I might pursue, things like that. So I did fulfill all of the prompts there. And then going into my reading, I have casually been doing the 30 and 30 challenge, so 30 books in 30 days. I am kind of keeping track there. We'll see how that turns out in the end. But overall, I've had a pretty decent reading month, we'll go with. There's nothing that's been like so good as to blow me away, but also lots of pretty good reads. I also had the couple of mini challenges for the 52 book club April challenge, so I have that filled in there, and that brings us to where we are today. So I'm gonna leave 2 more pages for the remaining days. I do still have 8.5 days essentially of the month. This should be enough space to cover whatever I'm gonna read then, and then 2 pages for my summary, which then moves us into May. So for May, I am going with a purple theme. If you've already seen my daily planner or Estelle setup, then you've kind of already seen this stuff. As usually happens, I try to reuse across everything. So I have this kind of like lilac with gold washi from Amazon from like 100 years ago. I have this purple foiled bows on purple from Simply Gilded. I have the violet zebra mild liner. I have this, we're gonna call it purple zebra click art pen. In Japanese, cannot read it. And then this Violet Uniball, which I haven't used yet, but I have it if I want it, to help with the setup. For this month, I've been doing a lot of thought about readathons. Part of me really wants to participate in Escape the Readathon, but the rest of me knows that competitive readathons are not a good thing for me because I get so into reading a ton for them that I end up reading a lot of like shorter books, which end up usually not having as much character depth. So then I feel like they're all mediocre. And then I end up with a month where I have a lot of like 3 and 3.5 star reads. And I read a lot. So for example, for the Amazing Readathon last year, I read like 70 books in June, which is insane. But they're just not ones that I get that excited about. So I'm not participating in competitive readathons. That was my pledge for 2025 and I really should stick to it. So I'm not going to read for Escape the Readathon, which means I have no monthly readathons planned. I might participate in Final Book Support Group towards the end of the month. Maybe something else. I'm not really sure. I know that usually the Asian readathon happens, so to read Asian books, so maybe I will try to do that. We'll have to see kind of how it goes, I guess, during the month, but my plan right now is no readathons, so that means I really only need to do like 1-page setup over here for May, so nice and short and sweet. So I'm gonna do that setup quickly, and then I will be back to show you how it turned out. All right, this is what we're gonna go with. So I just put strips of washi across. I do actually think it's kind of cute, even though they don't match up. As you might have noticed, I put the washi down before the marker totally dried, so I kind of just scribbled it in a little bit so that it looks a little bit weathered here. This setup also doesn't leave me space for any priority reads, so if you look back at like March or something, I have space for priority reads. Not totally sure if I have any for May, and honestly, I just don't really care. So if I have any, I will just remember to read them on my own. So I think this is where I'm going to leave you with the setup for today. So as always, please like and subscribe below if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. It helps me out. Let me know what you have planned to read in May or what readathons you're participating in. Any that I should participate in that are not competitive, so therefore I can participate successfully. Also, let me know if you don't have anything to leave, just say hi or leave me some sort of like lilac type emoji. I would love to hear from you. And then follow me on Instagram and Blue Sky. I show in progress and finished spreads in my planners, bits and pieces of my life, what I'm reading, all that good stuff. And until next time, bye.